afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, Mr. Maugbe.
Welcome to today's webinar
Your voice is
meetup.
pretty low.
I want to welcome everyone. Can you hear me clearly now? Like a bit.
It's a bit better, but it can be better still.
Okay, I will agree. What of now? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, you are welcome to today's meetup. I want to welcome everyone. Please, if you have anyone you invite for this meetup that has not joined, please remind them that we are about to start. And let's put it on our startup that we are starting now so that they can join us. Good afternoon once again. We welcome everybody, distinguished guests, mentors, brothers, and friends. There is a saying that man does not disappear, it's only grow like for many years, society has taught men how to be provider, leader, and achiever. We have been encouraged to excellence in our career, academic, leadership, relationship, and like one area often give little attention, the health of the mind behind man. Men carry burdens they never speak about. A battle stress, anxiety, disappointment, loneliness, fear, emotion, emotional exhaustion while wearing a smile on the outside. Too often, this struggle remain hidden until they begin to affect relationship, productivity, health, and purpose. Today we gather not to discuss mental health, but we have an honest conversation, an honest conversation about the reality men and the danger of ignorance. Today marks the 25th edition of Free Boys Program. We continue our commitment to discover what issues that shape men into better leader, professional, husband, father, and mentor, and individual. This topic before is men health basics, what we ignore at our own risks. I believe today conversation will challenge assumption, inspire reflection, and provide practical tools for healthier living. Once again, I welcome everyone to today's webinar. If you're happy to be here, just give us your favorite emoji. Please give us your favorite emoji. If you're happy. Thank you, Mr. Olalekan. Thank you, Mr. Israel. Mr. You are welcome to today. If you have anyone that has not joined, please confirm that we have started already and is about to. And once again, I warmly welcome everybody to We Boys of 25th edition. So I just want to remind us, for those people that are just joining for the first time, I just want to remind us about what we normally do in Three Boys Forum. What Three Boys Forum entails. Three Boys Forum is a platform dedicated to raising balance and purposeful men through meaningful conversation on career development, academics, fitness, leadership, marriage, parenting, personal development, relationship, and spirituality. Today is a special one because this is the 25th edition of the virtual meeting. We appreciate the vision and the leadership of our convener, which is Dr. Jesuyon Dams, and our mentors, such as Mr. Olushola, Mr. Sao, Mr. Bayo. We have a lot of mentors in it for their commitment to mentoring and developing men who continue to create impact across different aspects of life. Mental health affects every aspect of our lives. It influences how we think, lead, work, relate with others, handle pressure, and fulfill our responsibility. Yet many men suffer in silence because they feel they must always appear strong. This afternoon, we want to create a safe environment. Number one, for learning, sharing, and growth. We encourage everyone to participate actively. Don't allow anything to distract you. Listen attentively and live with practical insight that can improve not only our own life but also the life of those around us. Once again, you are welcome in Jesus. You are welcome to this webinar meetup. Now, before I introduce the guest speaker, I want us to have a brief discussion on this topic. What do you think is the biggest mental health challenge facing men today? What is the biggest mental health challenge facing we men? Because I don't think there's any woman or lady among us this afternoon. So I know that it's only men that are here. So what do you think is the biggest mental challenge that we are facing as men, as young men, and as married man, as any man, any category you belong to? So what is the biggest challenge you can share from your personal experience?
Yeah, if
So
I can intervene
we
here,
can.
I think what we are considering is is broader than mental health actually, because we're looking at men's health, right, in general.
Yeah,
So, but of course, I know
yeah,
mental health is a subset of that. And of course,
yes.
I just read a funny post on Facebook now. It says, let all the unborn children remain unborn. Me and their papa never chopped since morning. I know the economy is stressing a lot of people out. So I know that can be one area where, uh, you know, we we need to find ways of making sure those pressures don't get to us, by doing taking some practical steps. But overall, our theme is men's health. Of course, mental health will be a subset of that for sure. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Is there anyone that wants to I should call names?
Don't call names; they will not answer you.
Okay, maybe I will call names. We have two Israel here. Oh. Okay, let me call my programs lead. Mr. Nkeshi Ndukwe. Please unmute yourself and
All right. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. Good evening, everyone. I
yeah.
think another challenge men might have, maybe due to how busy people could be, men most times don't schedule exercise. I think it's necessary to have physical exercise at least once every week, if possible. Something rigorous, not just to stay fit. And yes, I think it's necessary. And when people don't engage in sports or regularly exercise, then somewhere down the line it might be a problem. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir. If you are a man, yeah, if you are not doing exercise, don't hear am. Make sure you do exercise. And Mr. Okay, let me go, Mr. Israel. I've called you before. Are you here? Mr. Israel in New.
Okay, I can hear you.
Okay.
Um, okay, I would say exercise just as you had said, and then also little things or basic things about our nutrition should matter. What we take should matter. What we ingest inside of us should matter because when we talk about this mental health too, it also starts from our nutrition. A person that doesn't eat right uh, may not be, should I say, mentally stable, or may not just think straight. Yeah, it's not about the quantity, but what do we eat, in what proportion, when do we eat it, how do we eat it. So all those details, minute details, are also important when factoring our health.
All right. Thank you. It's like I should personalize this question. Okay, let me go to Mr. Olamilekan. Mr. Olamilekan.
Okay, sir. So one of this is just the thing about just about our health that majority, like everyone is like the man, so they used to go for their medical checkups at the end of the month or maybe twice in a twice in a month, but mostly they just ignore it just to check in their blood pressure, their cholesterol. So these are the one of the things that affect the man's health. So like that health. So it affects the health of the man, like so majority of the man, so they don't really take care of that seriously. They just feel that they prefer self-medication when anytime they just like should just feel as if maybe won't have any symptoms, so they just use self-medication instead of going to the hospital to see the medical practitioner. So that's one of the issue concerning the health that one don't really take serious. So.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Olamilekan. I hope at this point we have all summarized what um want to discuss today, the challenges men are facing. But I just want to close with this remark before I introduce the guest speaker for today. Let us think about it that if you have a car now, you you service your car, you maintain, you also maintain your finance, you upgrade your skills, and you invest in your future. As you do to all these things, it's necessary that we pay attention to our health, which comprise of our mental well-being. So it is necessary as a man, when you focus your attention on other things, you invest, you upgrade yourself, it's necessary we focus on our health, our mental being, well-being also, because someone said health is wealth. So it's not a sign of weakness, it's part of responsible living. So today we have an expert that will help us to dissect this topic. And our speaker today is Mr. Damilola Akintunji. He's a seasoned marine chief engineer with over 20 years of experience in the maritime and offshore industry. A graduate of marine engineering from the Federal College of Fishery and Marine Technology, Lagos. He has led engineering operations aboard numerous vessels, ensuring safety, operational efficiency, and compliance with international maritime standards. Beyond his professional achievements, Damilola is a passionate advocate for healthy living and personal well-being. He believes that good health is the foundation of productivity, strong leadership, and fulfilling life. Drawing from years of working in demanding environments, he is actively promotes practical approach to physical, mental, and lifestyle wellness. At this edition of Real Boys Forum, Damilola will share valuable insights on men's health, highlighting key habits, preventing measures, everyday choices that can help men live healthier and more purposeful lives. His blend of professional discipline, leadership experience, and commitment to wellness make him a compelling voice on the topic of men's health. Please, with your favorite emojis, help me to welcome our speaker, Mr. Damilola Akintunji.
Governor.
Welcome, sir.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon, sir.
I believe everybody can hear me loud and clear.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, I will welcome you all to today's Revoice Forum webinar. I am so delighted to be part of this. I want to thank the convener, Dr. Dafi Manuel, who just started me into this. I want to appreciate the moderator too and everybody on the forum today. Yes, it has been a journey, a kind of personal journey over 5 years now into the health and fitness program. I had at one stage in life also been ignorant to health benefits and health procedures that can be useful to one's life. At this point, while I was in the struggling stage, I was diagnosed with pre-hypertension, pre-diabetes, and fatty liver, and the likes. And to the glory of God, and through mentorship, guidance, and consistency in upbringing uh, in my physical and well-being activities, all these have been successfully reversed. I used to be almost 100 kg, and today I can say I am playing in between 74 and 76. Uh, Doctor can attest the name I was given while in school, which correlates with my kind of size then. But today, here we are trying to use that experience to improve the society, the men, and everyone at large to be in line in a balanced health and not to ignore some factors that are key to our emotional, spiritual, social, mental, and physical well-being. So today we are talking about men's health basics, what we ignore at our own risks. Um, just like the moderator mentioned about a car, yes, the car has about five fluids that it takes from every man. And basically, men are the major end users of cars, and they are the major maintaining factor of these cars. The car will take the fuel, You take the lube oil, you take the gear oil, the steering oil, and one other oil. And so all this, and you still go about with the general body works of the car, the shock absorbers, the bushing, the accessories in the inside, just to make it, and even washing the car as often as we can. And with all this, are we also giving that attention to ourselves? Although our society has made it a kind of tradition for men to always withstand many things. You withstand some emotional factors, you withstand stress, you withstand burnout, you withstand some mental challenges around. But all these are being ignored. And at the end of the day, because by the time they tell you, this man is a man, he's doing well, is this, is that. But these are self praise from outside. Can you actually praise yourself from within? So that is where, as a man, you come back and check inwardly, how am I faring in terms of my health, in terms of my physical health, in terms of my mental health, in terms of my emotional health, my social health, my spiritual well-being, and my fitness well-being, even up to your nutritional well-being. Those fitness and nutrition, they are among the core uh, factors we are going to be delving into today. But we would like to go into other factors that men ignore that affect us and putting us at risk. And one other thing is that these risks are interwoven. Just as the moderator was asking, what are the things that cause the men's health, this and that. When you suffer emotionally, it can lead to a disorder in your eating habits. It can lead to another one in your mental state. Just on and on like that. All these problems will encompass and become one or even more. And at large, God forbid, there's a verdict from the doctors. So we need to understand the men's health beyond the normal physical fitness. Normally, a man can be fit and look like he doesn't have any disease, which might be possible. But we have to look beyond that. There are some people that are fit, but they are not really fit. They are dying in silence based on what they are facing that they don't even know. That the society is just hyping them to move along, or out of fear of knowing. For example, while I was uh, going for some medical checks based on my work, we do these medicals biannually, some are annually. The doctors will tell you your BP is going up. Do you have any BP related things in your family? Do you have this? Do you have that? I'm like, no. But physically, I look good. Even the doctor will like, if not for the fact that he did test on me, he can't say that I have BP. You understand? So he can judge from outside, and I also can judge that I'm okay if I don't go for this test based on the fact that I have ignored them. If my work doesn't make me do this test, I wouldn't have been able to know my problems. There are many people that their job does not subject them to constant checkups, and you may feel it's a waste of money if you want to go for some checkups based on the fact that you look okay. There are some people that they call tofi. They are thin outside, but they are fat inside. If you see them, you like, oh, this one, they cannot have any problem, like that. But inward, there's problem. You will only be judging people that are fat. This one, high cholesterol, fatty liver. This one. You name as many as possible. But for a very person that is thin, let him go for a checkup. Then there will be a revelation of what he has been going through. So when we understand a man's health, we talk about the physical health, we talk about the mental health, we talk about the emotional health, the social well-being, the spiritual well-being, and all the likes. And a man who appears physically healthy, that is passing through many things, we may not easily know. Most of us might be passing through anxiety, depression, burnout, financial stress, normal workout stress from our employee, from our day-to-day activity, especially people living in Lagos. Some also goes through relationship struggles. All these are also things that contribute, but we easily ignore that, especially when we spiritualize some things that God is in charge. We don't in my work times when something happens, we say we look for the root cause why such happens. So if some things happen in our daily lives, we need to like uh, emphasize step by step. There's a saying that experience is the best teacher, but we later recoined that evaluated experience is the best teacher. If you don't evaluate your mistakes, you can't proceed from your previous mistake. It's not an experience. Experience to fail. You are somebody that has failed. Yeah, you has failed. If you don't know why you failed, what made you fail, how you can overcome what made you fail, you evaluate every step, then you can proceed in life and progress. So all these are things we have to look into, especially into. Can also add our career. There are also activities that are making us weak in such area. And when all this happens, after ignoring all this that has happened around us, then we start to face many things, which is now on our own risk. We see chronic stress, which at the end of the day we see normalized. It's a general thing, but it's really something that needed to be attended to right from the beginning. We see high blood pressure. In my own case, I have resorted to like, doctor, is there any drug I can take for this? And they said yes. I don't know there are other means to even eradicate it, but I have believed that there's drugs for it. So I became ignorant, putting myself at risk of high blood pressure. Then you start having sleeping disorders, then anxiety, depression, heart disease. Then all these are risks that cannot be ignored. There are risks that cost money, and there are risks that can also cost life at the long run. I used to tell people, or while I post, that it is easier to to get to get to add weight, but it's very hard to remove it. Under 2 days, you can add 1 or 2 kg, but I bet you me it takes about a week to get that 2 kg off your system if you are consistent. So moving on, we also have to uh, uh, fight some our other factors that causes the men's health to degenerate. So like we burn out in our society. I don't know for others, although based on my experience in other society, the burnout factor is also there. You see in some countries, there's some people who are saying they are working 2 work, 3 work just to meet up and send money to Nigeria. Even in Nigeria, you are struggling in the sun, in the rain. All these things cause fatigue. They will bring less concentration. When the money is not even correlating with what you are even working for, it start to make a kind of disorder in your system, and the workload, it's not really encouraging to the system. So we'll also discuss daily mental system that can build our resilience before we go deep into the fitness and the dietary aspects. So, number one, we'll have the morning the reflections, where we start our day with prayer, gratitude, with divine our goals, which give us the benefit of clarity to reduce anxiety and increase our purposes. Because if we don't plan, we also are planning to fail. So every day you define your goals so that there will be a barricade whereby by the time all this stress wants to come, you have your limits that you can work within. And if you have enlarged your tentacles to an extent, it brings a barrier between stress and all those anxieties that can come with what all our physical activities. We also have to exercise. We're on the light note now. It sounds like some people, the kind of their jobs, they might be on the sedentary level, sitting position almost all the time in their work. That is the type of their work. But you can create 5 minutes out of every hour to take a walk, to stretch yourself, and give yourself some kind of mobility. Normally, our body is designed for movement, regardless of the type of your job. But the world has evolved now that we have jobs that are remote jobs, we have jobs that will make you sit almost all day, but you will need to create or plan your time of exercise in between your work. You are sleep, you wake, you are in the car, you are sitting down, you go to the car, from the car, you go to the office, there's a meeting, from meeting to your desk. All this is just a sitting down activity for the day. It's not really good for you daily. So you need to help yourself to do some kind of activities. This and even can improve your mood and productivity level every day. And when we talk of exercise, normally, my brother mentioned once a week. Now, normally, exercise is a minimum of 150 hours in a week. 150 hours. If you can plan yourself, it depends on how you want it, either rigorous, mild, or beginner level. But minimum of 150 hours in a week. It really helps. So that is where the gym comes in, the walk, and other activities that you can mention. That is where it comes in. So, and we also, based on our emotional activities, we might ignore some things basically because of what is happening around us. Our spouses can give us some kind of stress that are or unexpected. As men, we understand all these things. So we need to regularly assess our emotional state. You ask yourself, how am I feeling today? What is causing my stress? What is causing my stress in the family? Do I need support? How do I support myself? How do I help myself? If you don't check out all these things, a kind of self-awareness, self-regulatory assessment. So all these things is help easily identify your problems and easily mitigate them, if possible, eradicate. So then also we need to continue to learn, which brings us to this forum today, whereby on daily basis in the We Boy Forum, we learn financially, we learn about our health, we learn about family, we learn about career, we learn academically, we learn many things. So in the We Boy Forum, so even in the society, you learn other things that can improve our health on a daily basis. We read books, listen to podcasts, attend seminars, just as we are doing today. We learn new skills. All these things are keeping us running at the long run. So it even help us to reduce loneliness. And when you have lonely habits, lifestyle, boredom sets in. From boredom, you start to think of other unimaginable things that are not. So we also have to have a boundaries. We have the habits, we have the boundaries, then we have to be accountable for our daily activities. So some of the habits are adequate sleep. This is a debatable scenario depending on your society, depending on your work. Sometimes I do challenge doctor like, when do you sleep? I have I have always observed it even in school. Then you 10 people can ask doctor the same question at different times. It's an experience. Somebody he was teaching somebody a problem. I I was there, oh, but when he finished with that person, I also asked him the same question. He answered me. So there's possibility somebody else will come again and ask him the same question. So I wonder, when do you reach? When do you sleep? When do you have time for yourself? So if me myself now can be challenging doctor, how much more myself when I was making similar uh, things that are making my health deteriorate gradually. We, with their habits like exercise too, we have to increase our exercise habits. We have to make it a daily habit. Before today's program started, when we were doing some mic checks, doctor was like, you are making 31,000 steps. How is that possible? It's just a kind of something I became consistent with. I do challenge myself almost every day. If I make 10,000 today, I might try to make 50 tomorrow. Like last month, I made 80,000 steps in a day. So I just feel like, it's part of you. If you make it an habit, it will be part of you. And you will be seeing results. If you are not seeing results, you will not be doing it. So because I'm seeing results, I was consistent in doing it, and it's helping. Yeah, eating healthy. We will go deep into this at the later part of this discussion. This healthy living is very, very, very paramount to our health related issues in every way, in every way. So we can't overemphasize on that. So our habits, they matter in every way. They really matter. So we have to prioritize the sleep, the exercise, healthy eating, reading, planning. You have to make some good things. Those are good things that we need to make habits to help our uh, health in general. So then the boundaries, you can have the work related boundaries. Some people can anger you at any more point in time. So, and even at work, there can be like overtime, consistent overtime, which is out of contract or out of what you signed for. So you have to, diplomatically set the boundary so that the workload will not cause you some stress and your rest period. To manage our work life, we manage our digital lifestyle. We give it a boundary. Social media is not it's something to nothing now. We are we are global in every aspect. Every child, every man, every woman is always on phone. You know, even the Bible now is on phone. So everything is about our phones these days. So we don't create a boundary. All these things will cause us a reduced lifespan at the long run. Let me just put it in such manner. Then being accountable is having mentorship. So if you have somebody you can report your target to, you share your goal with in terms of your mental health, instead of dying in silence, not telling anybody I am facing this, that can help you. When I was going through my challenge with the hypertension and diabetes, I reached out that this is my problem. And to God be the glory, I was referred to some mentors who are still guiding me today in the way to go and way not to go. So you have to have coaches, you read broadly, you make some researches. It helps your discipline when you have a mentorship plan. It helps it also increase your decision making and improve your consistency. Like for me now, every day I post that I have made social number of steps. So with this, I know I want to post tomorrow, which prompts me to do better tomorrow. For me to post tomorrow, it prompts me to do better tomorrow, except I don't want to post. And although there are some days I don't feel like posting, but I have made soft work. I have met my target. But just to encourage others who are like looking at me as a kind of mentor, I just have to be prompted to do some posting to encourage them. So our men, we don't have to rely on being strong. Our being strong requires support. We require support from outside means, because even the strongest individual require support. The support can be emotional support from trusted individuals that can help our challenges to increase productivity, practical support from family and friends, professional guidance, and the likes. All these are things that are making our health to improve if we can follow them judiciously. So, as men, let's not dwell on endurance, let's not dwell on strength, let's not dwell on muscle. Let's maintain healthy balance between physical, emotional, spiritual well-being by not ignoring stress, not ignoring emotional challenges, not ignoring burnout, not ignoring support that can be coming through for us. I don't know if anybody has anything to add before we go into the physical or and the dietary part of this discussion, or I should just round everything up once then we conclude. Are we there?
Yes, I can.
Hello, sir.
Sure,
Yeah, we
sure,
can.
yes. They feel you.
So do I continue with the exercise, physical exercise and the diet, or we have something to say so that we can discuss then continue?
So I will suggest that you should continue. So after that, we have time for other
Questions.
Okay,
comments.
okay. So back to the exercise, the physical activities. There are many activities that are helpful for us uh, to improve our health. The like one of us mentioned, the exercise. Exercise is a key factor to fitness. It, it depends on the type of exercise also. Then, when we talk of the side, nutritional side now, we will not eliminate the medical part of it. In the olden times, we only know about the gynecologists. They are the ones that do all in all. But nowadays, we have the nutritionists, we have the dietitian, they are doctors also. So they also are support to this sub part of the medical line. They are core parts of in a line that it is streamline the health benefits of food and nutrition. So a dietitian will structure a plan for you depending on what your your goal is, depending on your kind of body challenge that it requires. Then the nutritionist will select the particular food that can easily influence you to keep up and not feeling uh, like hungry. I'll give you scenarios whereby I had to skip some food in my system. I'm talking personally now. I don't know any other person, but physically myself, I have to skip carbohydrates. Many people will say why. I got to know through a nutritionist that carbohydrate is an overrated food. Why? Because most of all the food you eat end up as glucose, just like carbohydrate in your system. And normally, when you eat a food, your body has two functions to that food, either to use it or to store it. Which do you prefer? Yes, you might say you want to use it. How do you use it? Without physical activities, without moving around, without exercise. How do you use it? What quantity? That is where nutrition comes in. What quantity are you taking at a particular time per serving? So, if for myself now, I dish carbohydrates, what am I eating? I base on fats and protein. You might want to say fat. Is the fat in your body that you want to remove? Now you are eating fat. There are two types of fat. The one that your body store is fats. The one that is nutrition is fat. You understand? So these fats are the ones that you eat that can get it from that can be gotten from uh, all these nuts. Can get them from nuts. Can get them from like coconut uh, and others. So these fats are easily just like you don't make your body a kind of refinery. You make it a a an end user to use things instead of making them to use. It's not the one to make them. It's only to use. So you don't force your body to start from beginning. Let it just be as if you are changing gears. When you put the right food at the right time, your body will just be changing gears and be increasing in speed. But by the time you put gari, the body will like, I want to start now. I want to turn this gari into glucose. I will first of all grind it. I will first of all do this, do that before it now comes to the glucose I want it. And by the time you are done with that, it's already lunchtime. You have added another one. Before your body will finish processing that, It's dinner time. You have added another one. All these are things that affect our uh, health, uh, it affects our health generally, especially in terms of this BP and diabetes. Breakfast is the best food of the day. How many people agree with me in that? Please, I want answers to this question. Breakfast is the best food of the day. How many people agree with that? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Half
I agree.
agreement.
I want you to be sure. Be sure.
I agree. I agree because hello.
So you agree, okay? You can mute your mic. Another person, I want to hear others. Moderator, do you agree or not?
I used to agree, but I'm not sure again.
Okay. Okay, any other person, please come up with your answers. Just unmute and just tell me you agree or not.
I agree, sir.
That breakfast is the best meal of the day. Who else? I
Yes,
think we
sir.
have about three or more people. Who else again?
So, in
I
based on
agree.
You agree? Thank you very much. I think 70% of the house agree that breakfast is the best meal of the day. The answer is yes and no. Yes, it's because of what time did you eat it? That makes it a breakfast. You are breaking a fast. That is why it is yes. And why that is why it's a yes. And no is because that slogan is an advert for a cereal. They made it a slogan for you to buy their product, to buy the cereal. They coined it that breakfast is the best meal of the day, so that you can buy that cereal and eat as early as possible in the morning. But breakfast is the best meal of the day, on the other hand, is depending on the time you eat it. When you normally supposed to eat your breakfast? Early in the morning, around 8, around 9, when? But based on my mentorship and my experience, my personal experience, your best time to eat your breakfast is from 11 a.m., if possible 12 above. That time you are breaking a fast. You allow your body to start fasting from 7 or 8 p.m. You stop eating at that time. You can drink water at any time, any point in time, even before the 12 noon. You are free to drink water. But in the morning, just continue to drink your water till you can break your fast. And when you have to break your fast, that is when the nutrition comes in now. So we have just dealt with diet. Diet is about the fasting. Then the nutrition comes in about what did you eat? What are you going to eat to break the fast? Because if you eat something that will spike your blood sugar, you are going to store fat instead of using it. How do you spike your blood sugar? Your insulin is controlling your so your insulin is controlling your blood sugar, and the more sugar you have in your system, uh, requires the amount of insulin that will bring it down. So if you take something that can spike your blood sugar, that will make your insulin rise, you are not doing yourself any good. You have just spoiled a good fast. So you have to take protein, vegetables, or something that has fats That is where eggs comes in. Many people say if you not be eating red meat, you will not be eating this and that. But they are basics of life, protein and fat. Carbohydrates, one way or the other, you are eating carbohydrates in a day. So if you say you are not even eating carbohydrates at all, like today now, I had oha soup and I asked the cook, what are the components of this oha soup? He said there's a cocoyam inside to make the soup thicken. Indirectly, I have add carbohydrates. Now, I will now still add garri to eat that same food, which makes it double carbohydrate. Then it has now overshadowed the protein in the system. So there are more to these health issues with your nutrition and your diet. How consistent can you be to make your diet productive? How consistent can you be to make what you eat in terms of nutrients to benefit your system? One of the doctors I follow says it is expensive to live healthy, to eat healthy, but at the same time, it is more expensive to be sick, if you agree. Currently, if you eat yourself to condemnation, I'm sorry to say, by getting BP, diabetes, which can result to kidney failure at the end of the day, dialysis, the cheapest is 150,000 naira. If at the long run, one person is going to be having at least 2 times a week, which might take up to 2 years if it's going to be reduced. So you can calculate that. On a good day, that is about 300,000 naira in a week. Do you eat up to 300,000 naira? So if you want to eat your best food that you want to cook by yourself, do you eat up to 300,000 naira in a week? The answer is no. But if dialysis comes up, you want to spend that money just to keep yourself alive. Why not eat the food in a healthy way and be alive as much as possible? Yes, the money might not be there, but there are ways you can manage yourself to eat healthy and maintain a healthy lifestyle without breaking the bank. I'll give you how I manage my health and recovered or reversed high blood pressure, uh, fatty liver, and diabetes. Number one is consistency. Number two, the kind of diet I take and the kind of nutritional food I put in my system, and the times I eat these foods. Like today now, I've just had my breakfast, and every day, while I'm at work, while I'm at work, I will only lick the soup that they prepare because every afternoon is swallow, and every evening is either rice, yam, beans, or any other food. But every afternoon you must swallow. But I don't swallow. I only lick the soup. And I just gave you an example of the soup they gave today. It contains the carbohydrate. So if I am going to eat the soup, even with a swallow, I have increased the number of carbohydrates in my system. And how was the portion? I am not condemning it for you. That we will still go back to the food. Maybe when the expression time, we will now tell you what type of food you can eat or not eat at a particular portion. So, and later now, the next meal is by normally we're supposed to have a coffee break by 3 o'clock, which is the snacks on the light, which I will not take. So by 5 o'clock in the evening, we should be having dinner for at work. Based on my work now, we should be having dinner, rice and the likes. I only take the protein, or you give me the vegetable, the carrot, cabbage, just mix it with pepper and the likes, put the fish, put egg, and I'm done for the day. No soda, no mineral, no nothing. And if I'm going to take juice, I will take the fruit and not ordinary juice because the juice is running into your system as sugar because it doesn't contain any fiber. If you juice your fruit, you understand. But if you are eating your fruit, it contains fiber, it will satisfy you enough time than when you take only the liquid. And this liquid, it runs into your bloodstream instantly instead of but the fiber in it, it makes it gives it a kind of satiety for you not to overheat. So even if I want to have anything again before 7 o'clock, I can take just one handful of granite, and that's all, until 12 o'clock the next day. I repeat the same cycle on and on and on and on, and back to exercise. Once I wake up in the morning, I do minimum of 7,000 steps in the morning. Once I finish eating food, I do another 1 hour or 30 minutes, depending on the chances I have at work. Then in the evening, when I'm close after dinner, I do another 1 or 2 hours. That's how I achieve my 30,000, 20,000, 10,000, depending on the time. That's how I achieve them almost every day. And while at home, I have, uh, let me say, I condition my wife. Okay, these are the food I want to eat. Prepare me this by 12 o'clock. Let this be ready. So if my wife is not going to be at home, prepare eggs in the morning. She boils about 6 to 8 eggs for me. Once it's 12 o'clock in the afternoon, I start taking them one by one by one by one by one by one by one. Before you know, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, another food is ready. Normal food. It can be any food now based on not every food you can reject from your wife, but you have to reduce uh, the portion. If she's going to give me carbohydrates, yeah, it's going to be a very little portion. Uh-huh. And sometimes I will still maintain my stand that okay, I don't want to eat carbohydrates. You prepare soup and give me the soup, I eat, and with the meat or fish, and that's all for today. The next thing, because I love granite, I'll go and take another handful of granite, and that's the end for the day. And with that consistency, I drop from 100 kg down to 74. I'm playing in between 74 and 76 today. I think I would like to stop here so that we can ask questions, then we interact.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. A round of applause for our speaker. If you are following, a round of applause, a round of applause. Thank you very much, sir. This is me and Prof. We are going to do competition. We are going for 5,000 steps. Every
So I target on my old watch to 7,000 steps. This new one now has raised the bar to 10,000. So so most times I do between 7,000 and 10,000 each day. But we don't get challenged.
yes, oh, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Now it's time for question. I know we have a lot of questions. So if you want to ask questions and raise up your ask questions. This is question and answer period.
I think there are some questions in the chat by Pratt.
All right, let me check. Okay, here is the question. Is there any difference between nutrition and diet? That's number one. Then
Okay.
number two, what foods or classes of food should be encouraged for young men in their 30s? And what should be avoided or
Okay. First of all, there is difference between nutrition and diet. That's why we have a dietitian and we have a nutritionist. So a dietitian will just tell you when to eat. A nutritionist will tell you what to eat. Let me just put it in that basic form. A dietitian will tell you when to eat, and a nutritionist will tell you what to eat. So you now infuse both together and know how to balance it. And the second question is there different? Okay, somebody said 12 noon. Okay, but 12 noon is best time to eat. So what's the class of food to be encouraged? Okay, The class of foods we encourage, basically the vegetable, the protein, the and the carbohydrate. Those are the three nutrients, basic nutrients: protein, vegetable, and carbs. And based on individual now, but generally you can avoid carbohydrates generally. But for the fact that you want to make it a general system, you have to portion your carbohydrates. You have to portion your carbohydrates. Please hope you guys know that beans is classified as a carbohydrate.
Yes, sir.
So
I was
if
shocked when I
beans,
found out the first time.
so many of our primary and secondary school teachers are owing us. It's not that they are owing us. It's because then we have just one stereotype or um, medical system whereby one doctor knows all. But now we have the dietitian, nutrition under being doctors. Just as we have surgeons, dentists, ophthalmologists, urologists, or what do you call other parts of the medicine. So this now has now given us a streamline of how to develop our eating lifestyle. So if you prioritize protein, it's good. So if you want to portion 100% of a plate now, you let your carbohydrate be 20 to 30% protein, 40 or 50, then the rest vegetable. I hope that answers that question.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
So please let me point this out again that now if you are not talking about carbohydrates, we are talking about uh, the gari, amala, fufu, pounded yam, which other one? Rice, to an extent, beans, plantain. In natural, I mentioned this food particularly because they come in natural form. They have not been modified. They have not been processed. If you want to talk about wheat, semo, noodles, what else? Pasta, all these foods have been processed. And there's a saying that if God did not make them, don't eat them. So you might want to say wheat is a natural food. Yes, it was once a natural food before it was now modified for gain. And being modified for gains means it has some additives that are not from God. So if there are additives that are not natural, you know natural, it cannot be natural to your system. If you know the same wheat that was processed into semo is the same wheat that was processed into flour, it's the same wheat that is processed into noodles, the same wheat that is our biscuits and other food that you might call junks nowadays, even pasta. So you have categories of carbohydrates, the good and bad. So for some people like me that didn't know difference then, I just left them. So now when I now know, I now know okay which one to take or not to take. But I am used to not taking. So if I take, fine. If I don't take, it doesn't do anything to me.
All right.
Next question.
Thank you, sir. Is there any other question? Me, I have question. Let me just
Oh yeah,
ask
let's go.
now. I want to ask in respect to students. So we talk about we portioning our carbohydrates.
Yes, very important.
Now, as a student, most thing that we eat is carbohydrate because uh, let me ask my question. So what we eat is carbohydrate. So because we need energy to read
When
and
I finish.
sometimes to even trek sef. So how can we balance it? You understand? Then with little amount that we have, how can we really balance eating balance, not
Okay, okay.
using it
Let us go
purely
into the oil. Okay,
carbohydrate, but eating
okay,
balance?
okay. Let us go into the origin of why we eat carbohydrates. In the olden days, our parents are farmers. And if you can remember, they will tell us to eat the meat last, just for you to belly full, just for you to belly full. And in those days, the belly full was, it was, how do I call it? It was beneficial in the sense that they use it for farming. They walk long distance to the farm. They still use the ones the whatever the carbohydrate that they have stored in their system. They use it to do activities. It really helps them. Unlike now, if you belly full with carbohydrate, what are you going to do with it? Sit down, press phone, sleep. So where do you expect it to go? It will go into some part of your neck, your face, your stomach, your bum, and they will say evidence of good living. Before you know, you have added excess weight and start looking for how to remove it. So for now that we are used to the carbohydrate based on our ancestral levels, that okay, yeah, they have been eating it. We have to find a balance now. Now, you won't die if you reduce it. You won't die if you remove it. So if you prioritize, even you want to eat your carbohydrate, that means you have to limit the times of you eat in a day. Like I have some people that say, I can't do without a bow, I can't do without swallow. Okay, which swallow do you prescribe for me? Okay, you can take fufu, you can take pounded, not pounded yam, pounded yam, you can take fufu, all these natural swallows. I gave the person. Now say, okay, what he will do is this. He will do the fasting in the evening by 7. Then by 12, when he wants to break, he will download his diary as much as possible. I said, no problem. And he will keep himself active till evening. He will just take one or two uh, protein or whatever and drink water, and that will be all. And it works for him. It works for him. But if you have the grace to have enough protein and vegetable, please let it be more than your carbohydrates, especially those refined carbohydrates. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Is there any other question? Mr. Israel, is there any question from the form that people see? Mr. Israel,
Hello, sir. I'm
is there any
okay.
question
Please give me some moment.
from the form? I'm asking from the form. Is there a question from the
Okay, before
Public
other
hand
questions
raised.
come in, let
There
them.
are some questions. There are some questions from the form.
Okay.
Okay, okay. Okay, before the question from the form, let us talk a little about physical activities and exercise.
All right.
So there are beginners, there are intermediate, and there are the rigorous levels. If you are the type that is on the plus size, you don't need to run, you don't need to jog because of your joints. Your bones are not strengthened enough to do that for you. You start with walking. You get yourself walking as much as you can, then rest enough, and prioritize your diet. So the what you eat and when to eat, you prioritize that. Then keep working. By the time you see significant changes in your system, you can now go into the intermediate whereby you mix your walking and a little jogging. And if you want to go into the goals, then the running, jogging, and really weightlifting at the leg, they really help. They really help to build muscles. You build muscle, you don't build fat. You know, muscles are the architect of your system. You know, they are the one that spend the calories. So if you build the muscles, they just take all your fat all away. The people feel like, okay, if I lift weight, if I do exercise, I'll be bulky, I'll be this, I'll be that. I wish I can share as many pictures as I have based on my activities. I have not been bulky. I have not developed one part of the body than the other. I have everything has just gone down at moderately. You understand? And one other thing is that when you are doing all these things, you will notice that your tummy is not going down. It causes discouragement. Yes, it is the sometimes it's the first to come. So you have to wait for it to go again. It's the last to go. So depending on the kind of activity you do. So if you do your activity basically on beginners or medium level, it may take time for your big tummy to go down because it's a major stakeholder in harboring parts. So it goes gradually, gradually, and gradually. Some people get discouraged. If my tummy is not going down, even if you are even seeing that your body is appreciating, but because your tummy is not going down, they get discouraged and start eating unnecessarily and causing them to relax. So the questions on the phone.
The
That
question
Mr.
says, how can the question says,
Continue, sir.
what should a young man prioritize with regards to nutrition in order to be fit and healthy? What should a young man prioritize?
Everybody is a young man. Everybody from mid 20s till your 60, you become 60 or 65, you are a young man. So you don't prioritize age in terms of a young man. By the grace of God, by November I'll be 47, and people see me as a traffic law sometimes. Some see me as younger than my age. So I won't call myself a old man. So if you can prioritize what I prioritize, you will continue to be a young man, regardless of your age. Let me just put it that way.
Okay.
I think they need to see your face at 47. I think they need to see your face. Oh God.
He's a young man,
We are
sir.
inspired.
Ah,
He's a young man, sir.
You go fear now.
thank you.
Wow. Yes.
Thank
So maybe
you.
now put
Thank
down for it. They think about them.
you. uh, so I'm looking for gray hair. I've not seen anyone.
Maybe you should do PhD in maths. You go easily find gray hair. It's a top
Doctor, come
lecturer.
and doctor, come and do engineering too. Okay.
I think
I
Pratt
think
has
the
been
top,
raising his hand. Yeah, I think he has a question again.
Yes, I have a question, sir.
Okay.
My question borders on the subject of alcohol. We all know that as Christians, alcohol is condemned. Alcoholic beverages are strongly condemned. But the question which I want to ask is alcohol in any way beneficial to the human body?
Sorry, I skipped
Does the
that
nutritional
aspect.
value? Yep.
Yeah, sorry, I skipped it. I didn't mention it in the discussion while we were discussing the beginning. Yes, alcohol, there are two types. There's natural. There's Let me just say all alcohol are not ethanol, but all ethanol are alcohol. Doctor, hope that my saying is the question is balanced.
Ahead,
All
ahead.
all alcohol are not ethanol, but all ethanol are alcohol. So they are natural, depending on level of fermentation or whatever you made it to be, or at the end of the day, the kind of highness you create for yourself. But generally, your body is not designed for alcohol. But naturally, you can go with palm wine limited. Does that answer your question?
Mr. Pratt,
That's it. If,
It does
I
that
just
answer your
wanted to,
question?
yes, it answers my question. The thing
Okay,
is, I
somebody was talking about beer. Now, beer. I wish we have somebody that has worked in a beer manufacturing company. I saw a documentary about beer making, and it will surprise you to know that the number of sugars they use, you will not want to put it in your system in any way. And if you have that kind of amount of sugar in beer and it's still bitter and it's still going to your bloodstream, serving the same purpose as sugar, why are we consuming it? So beer is sugar, soda, mineral, sugar, even your mouth, sugar, all alcohol, everything you take in your system, everything, even the palm wine, that's why I put it limited because it's just natural. But every other thing that has to do with carbonated drink, fizzy drinks, alcohol, whatever they are, even your, what do you call it, energy drink, that's the worst. They are all sugar and they spike your blood sugar so fast, so fast. The last time I had any of those is in 2021. The malt, the Coke, Fanta, the lights. The last time I did was 2021. The last time I ate bread was 2021. The last time I ate Indomie was 2021. What else? Pando yam. Not pounded yam now. Pando yam. Last time was 2021. Most of the pasta and the likes, those food I left them. And here I am.
May I ask a question, please?
Yeah?
May I ask a question?
You go ahead, please.
Okay, thank you, sir. You talked about bread. Is it not healthy to eat bread?
Yes, I will start from the origin of bread for you. Bread is a derivative of wheat, and wheat is a product that has been modified. It is no more natural. So down the line, whatever proceeds you have from wheat, they are not natural. They are being refined, and refining to the extent nowadays, I think if you have social media, you see that bread nowadays can stay up to a week without getting spoiled. In those days, we don't have bread more than 2 days. But nowadays, your bread can last, even without fridge, can last up to a week. Some people say a month nowadays, based on kind of things they jam pack into it. I used to have a kind of is it a law now? I don't know. Let me not say it's a law. Let me put it as my own assumption that if I check a label of a product and we have more than 5 ingredients, then I shouldn't eat it. I mean, things that there's difference between margarine and butter. Butter, that one in cube form is the butter, is the one we are supposed to consume. Though every other one you see in nylon and plastic, they are not butter. They are not for your body. So, and those things are used to make bread. And bread is easily inflames your system. You get easily bloated. And gradually, you start to have some symptoms if you continue to buy it. Some people, control, they might control eating the bread maybe once a week. But for me, moderation is temptation. Moderation is temptation. If I want to moderate, they say I can eat 3 slices. The day I will eat 4 slices, nothing will still happen. And I will say, okay, I would have said that you need 3 slices, but I ate 4, nothing happened. I will increase to 5. Before you know, I'll finish one loaf just as before. And before you know, I'll now start looking for a way to get out of eating bread again. So best thing, I don't even want to moderate, not to talk of where it will make me tempted to eat more.
All right. Thank you, sir. There was a question. Someone asked, "What then do you eat if you don't eat bread?"
Okay. What I eat?
I laughed tire for that question.
See, if you have a birthday today, the if I will eat anything outside my sight, eh, the only thing I will eat is your cake. I will only eat cake that is outside my body ecosystem. That is my love for cake. It is not good for me, oh, I know, but I can manage that one day because I am not seeing cake every day. You understand? I can manage that one day, and that one day, if I'm supposed to break by 12, I will break by 2, so that my body, when you have excess fat in your system, while you are fasting, the purpose of your fasting is number one is to detox your system, your liver, everywhere, everybody will rest. The kidney will function as normal while you drink water, you keep flushing your toxins and the like. So during that time, so and when you fast now, excuse me. So when you fast, your body now, and you wake up in the morning, you start your activities. You start to do your daily activities, exercise, or you go to work, you jump more, father, the like. All these activities that you have done, your body is burning calories. Where is this in? It's from your excess fat that have been stored somewhere, maybe in your stomach, in your neck, in your chest. Those are the ones it start taking. It puts you in a deficit position whereby it burns what it uses. That's when you say you are burning fat. It uses what you have stored. So with that is how I just make sure, okay, I am taking this today and I want to move it out of my system. So what do I do? And I increase my time of fasting from 12 o'clock instead of breaking 12 o'clock. You see now that why did I eat it? If I know I don't want to break by 2 o'clock. I don't want to break 12 o'clock. So let me just leave it or eat it and break extra time. So if you can afford that, up to you. But not everybody can because there's always temptation around to eat. You understand? I remember those days when if I'm going from let's just say Oshodi to Yanokaja, then I will eat gala and one coke. I'm coming back, gala and work. So let's just assume I go like 5 days. You can imagine what I've stored in my system. So, and I am not born. So that was where the name sickness came from then, doctor. So, so what do I eat?
Sickness, Baba.
I eat. So what do I eat? I eat mostly protein and vegetables. Mostly protein and vegetables. Basically,
What
protein.
protein, sir?
My best protein is egg. My best protein is egg. It has all the nutritional values in it. So it fuels you well. So for example, now if you just break now, just if you can want to uh practicalize, just break your fast by 12 o'clock with at least 3 eggs. Except you are not active. I mean, you are the kind of that are in a sedentary position. You sit always because the more you sit, the more you look for what to eat. But if you are active, you can't even remember food sometimes. Yeah. So if you have like 4 eggs in your system, so by the time you feel hungry around 2 o'clock, you go and take another two, drink water. You understand? So that time, my let me say my foster mom during she's a Muslim during the Muslim fasting, she takes only egg in the morning. That is during their sorry. She takes only egg, about 4 to 5 eggs. She takes only egg until 7 o'clock in the evening when she break fasting. That's what she takes for 30 days. So my best protein is egg. And if you are going to eat meat, let it not be fried. You can air fry it, you can boil it, you can grill it, whatever, but not fried. And if you are going to fry, you fry in a good oil, not all this our normal oil. Our normal vegetable oil are something else on their own. So if you start to list of what you cannot eat, everybody will bite me here. So, but you don't say since you eat them, but you have to sacrifice to get it out. If not, it will cause issues. You understand? There are some things you can't avoid. Okay, for example, now I can't bring my own oil on board. Okay, cook my food separate. Where the cook has to cook for about 10 to 17 people. You now start to cook this person separate, cook that person separate. How many people will you cook separate? So you cook everybody's food at the same time. So it means that I know that we have used this and that in the food. Then I have to know how to eradicate them or better still, eat less. You understand? That is it.
Yes, sir.
So, but for me, then normally at home, just take my eggs. Normally, if I want to eat meat, boiled,
Boiled eggs?
yes, boiled eggs, boiled eggs all the way, hard boiled eggs.
Talk
So
about
boiled
that
eggs,
egg thing. Growing up, we're told we had this egg scare that if you eat more than 2 eggs, you're going to have plenty. Egg has cholesterol, all those kind of. So,
ah,
some people say eat many eggs. Some people say don't eat more than two. Now
that's
you're eating 5. Alpha.
yeah, let's thank God for our nutritionists that have debunked that notion that if you are eating more than 1 egg, you have cholesterol. So I have taken eggs just like my foster mom did for 30 days, where I encourage that both of us we went for the lipid profile. That's what they call lipid profile. So it checks your cholesterol level. So and we were on the safe limit. So eggs does and there's another notion that egg will make you fat, your fat to smell. No, what will make your fat to smell is the carbohydrate. To smell is the carbohydrate. If you have carbohydrate in your system, your fat will smell well. And most times when you belch food, check what you are eating. It contains more carbohydrates when you belch. uh So especially when you take all these carbonated drinks, so you belch. If you take more of carbohydrates, it just creates the gas, the creates the air bubbles in your system that you just have to belch. But if you eat something normal, protein and the likes, and you can just be thinking of when last did you belch, except you just want to practice it for it's been long, but let me belch it. So that's it. Your part will not be smelly and you belch less and you'll be healthy.
Oh, thank you very much, sir. Uh, Maybe I missed this question. I hope I'm not asking too many questions,
No,
sir.
no, 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 no. So we have not spoken much about sugar, but we'll still talk about sugar in brief if there's time. But let's go ahead with your question.
Okay, thank you, sir. Maybe you mentioned this and I missed it. How many times should people eat in a day? Should men eat in a day? Is it twice or once in a day, or three times, or four times?
Okay. Um, your body needs nutrients, not just food, nutrients. So if I tell you to eat 3 times a day, 4 times a day, depending on what you are eating. But normally, if you overeat the good things too, you will still go back to square one. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, sir.
So, majorly, let me just put it normally, just eat twice a day. When you break your fast in the afternoon, 12 o'clock or 11, then you can take snacks. Most times, my snack is still the egg or granite. You understand? So, my snack is still the egg or the granite in the afternoon. Then that I can eat. You can eat normal food. Normal food. The one God made in portion. You eat it in the evening, not later than 7 o'clock in the evening. Then you are fine.
Oh, okay. Thank you, sir. So you're saying we should skip breakfast in general?
You are not eating breakfast. You are eating breakfast by 12.
Okay.
So the one they tell you to eat normal, the one they prescribe is not a breakfast. You are breaking a fast. And that fast is ending by 12 or 11 a.m. So that's when you break the fast.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So at that point, your body is detoxifying and it is using your excess calories to keep you up for running for the day while you continue to drink water.
Thank you, sir.
How many
Okay.
eggs can we eat in a day?
The
Maximum
maximum is the maximum is 15 that your
15.
liver can.
Okay.
The maximum is 15 that your liver can accommodate. But I do 8.
So okay. So for those that even want to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, they can eat five for each meal. Interesting. Wow. Thanks,
So
plenty.
back to sugar. Sugar is everywhere, and sugar is one of the reasons we are talking today. Sugar has caused is a cause of BP, is a cause of diabetes, is a cause of stroke, is a cause of kidney failure, is a cause of urinary infection and the like, because of cancer. Because cancer feeds on sugar cells. If there's sugar in your body, cancer is happy. If there's sugar in your system, you can develop hypertension. If there's sugar in your body, you can develop diabetes. If there's sugar in your body, it can cause your kidney to have effect. So we just have to limit or do away with it. We are already eating sugar. So whatever you now have to use is excess, and how you most of us we don't remove it. A normal human being, if you check, if you have a need to see how many calories you burn in a day, averagely, if by grace maybe 600, 700, too much o. And with 600, 700, let's count it, let's rate it by steps. That means we have made about 20,000 steps for you to get about 600, 700 calories burnt for that day, apart from your normal activities. But let's say by your movement, if you want to grade it by your movement. But if you are doing a kind of rigorous activity, I may not be able to measure uh, your your calories. Hello?
Hello.
Yes. So that's if you, it depends on the activity. You may not be able to measure your calories, but normally, and by average, based on research, every human on the average takes up to 1,500 to 2,500 and above calories a day. So, and if you take up to 2,000, let's just base it on 2,500 a day, and you burn only 700. How do you get the rest out?
In fact, burning 700 is like a tall order. You have to be very super active. So going by my
Exactly.
daily activities, right? Most times when I walk around 7,000 steps, that's when I've just burned 3,000, 300 kilocalories.
Uh,
So to burn 700, you have to be really active and all over the place.
uh-huh. So
Yeah.
that's just it. So depending on, so for you now that you are into lecturing, you might burn more do by talking, thinking, getting examples. You burn also during sleep. If you sleep, you during the way you breathe, the more you breathe, the more you burn. Your body is burning
Oh.
carbon dioxide. So all those activities. So if you are the type that has physical activities done apart from moving around, so you might burn some unaccounted for. But if you are now not moving, how are you now going to count your burn? And you keep storing. So the more you store,
Mm.
the less you burn. There's problem. So we just have to do away with sugar, sugar. Now our doctors, some doctors will say do away with salt and not they will not talk about sugar. We really need to talk about this thing. Most of the gynecologists or the normal doctors, them just like normal doctors that are not nutrition or diet inclined, they will only tell
Mm.
you don't eat salt. But why? What led you to reason why you should not eat salt? Sugar brought you to that state. Sugar brought you to that state, not salt. You didn't eat salt. You cannot overeat. If I give you salt, I give you sugar. One cube. You will not finish 1 cube of salt, but you can finish the 1 cube of sugar. Yes or no? So now, if you now eat, the tendency that if I give you another sugar, you will still eat it, and you will still not finish that one cube of salt. So now, the more you now take the sugar, it now gets effect in your system. And at the end of the day, somebody will tell you, don't eat salt. What got you to the problem? Sugar. At the end of the day, it's telling you not to eat salt. Where is the logic? Although by then it is because of your kidney. Your kidney has to do with salt mostly because it's the one that regulates your salt intake. So your kidney now, that's why even if you are drinking water, don't drink too much. When you just see that your urine is just too clear, that means you have just taken excess water. So you just drink water, drink, you know, like you are sipping just like a, let me just say, teacup maybe in after like every 2 hours. So just to hydrate the system, your lungs and the like. So like that, before you now know, you have already consumed 2 liters or 3 liters recommended daily value of water. Not that you because except you are on the kind of work that will require you to drink much volume of water based on dehydration. So even the alcohol too, it dehydrates the body. So that's one another problem of alcohol. So you just have to, balance this thing in your system. There are many, many things we just need to talk, especially in terms of health. So every other thing that we have been talking, I know by the time we get to this dietary aspect of it, we just have to go deep and know our root cause, then start finding solutions to them. Are we there?
May I ask one more question, sir?
Go ahead, please, as much as you can, please.
Okay, thank you, sir. What about fruits?
Yes, thank you for that question. Fruits are nature's candy. They are good and bad, depending on the type you eat and how much you eat them. They are nature's candy. The ones that are sweet are always ending up as sugar in your system. A full pawpaw is about 23 cubes of sugar. A full, pineapple is about 22 cubes of sugar. Then mango, apple. And let me just say something about apples. Apple, you can see apple every time of the year. It is not supposed to sow. God made fruits in their season. So there's something wrong with apples these days. It has to do with GMO. It has been genetically modified, whereby you see apple at every season. So every other fruit comes in season. Why is apple always in season? It's not supposed to be. So, and the more you consume them, thank God it's costly nowadays. Yeah. So it helps to limit how much you eat. But every other one that are still natural, they don't come expensive. You can buy the amount, you buy one apple, you use it to buy pineapple or pawpaw. Just one apple, you use the amount to buy pineapple or pawpaw or some other fruit. So why will I dwell on only apple? And especially when I am suspecting that it's doing me harm than good because it's not coming in season. So uh, all the sweet fruits are good if you limit them. And if you don't juice them, oh, if you eat them the way they came. Because if you juice them, you have removed the fiber and you are drinking only sugar and water. So you have to eat them so that they can belly full you instead of overeating them that will cause problem. So if mango is having excess sugar, pineapple is having excess sugar, what other fruits are having sugar. So all those fruits now, you now that is where your major moderation comes in. Uh, so you just need to eat them. If you are going to eat it now, know that you are going to do some work to burn. And if you know you are not ready to burn, just eat one or two and leave it for another day.
Okay, thank you, sir. So, from what you said, there's this saying that an apple every day keeps the doctor away. So it seems that's not correct.
That's no more correct. It used to be correct. If you say one apple a day is not bad, but what is in the new apple nowadays? So I'm consuming it every day, no, and there's possibility you might consume more than one too. So it's that negated that notation. So apple a day used to be good to keep doctors away, but there's dangerous apple a way to keep doctors around.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, let's go with
I'm not sure
question,
if
please.
Maugbe is still on the call. I think we can
Say
start
yes,
wrapping
sir.
up now. Okay, Maugbe.
All right, sir.
Okay,
There's
I
no
think we still have
question.
like 10 minutes.
All right.
If there are more questions, then they can send to the Revoice forum. We can tackle it there.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, no problem, sir. I hope this session has been helpful to our health and everyone.
Very well.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Let's appreciate our speaker.
Thank you.
Now, before we call it a day, I don't know, maybe Prof has something to say before we close.
Yes, enough has been said. Thank you very much once more, my governor. He was my governor in oceanography when we studied marine engineering. He is a practicing marine engineer, but me, I lost. Did I say I lost? I deviated. I went I went the way of
Uh,
mathematics. Yeah, oceanography actually. When I was leaving secondary school, right, I liked mathematics, physics, and French, and technical drawing. So that was why I felt I should be an engineer. But when I got to oceanography, I discovered I liked maths more than the whole engineering workshop, filing metal and going to sleep, tired, all those kinds of things. I just tired for the matter. So I think oceanography made me really discover maths even the better. Because of Dr. Lukman Aminu, he became a doctor later. He was a maths teacher and he was something else. Like if he gave you a question, you have to be extra fast to finish. No matter how good you are,
mhm.
you have to note if you snooze, you lose. That's the kind of exam he gives you. So I think that really
Exactly.
made the more I did marine engineering, the more it pushed me back to mathematics. And thankfully, we are here today. We have a chief engineer, and I'm here still doing my maths thing. We are very grateful once more to you for your timeliness, and thank you for inspiring us by looking 30 at 47. That's that's
Thank
an
you.
inspiration. We'll pick these lessons. I know it takes time for some of these things to really settle, but we'll keep trying
Yeah,
until we get it. So once more, we are
yeah.
very, very, very grateful. And thanks for buying into the idea of RBF. I think you're one of our earliest mentors that joined. So when you came in, I was just like, eh? What is this man doing here? So most mentors that joined like that, I was really surprised that a lot of people really have passion for young men and everything. So we are grateful for your help all the way. And those times we also had very serious discussion about maybe parenting, marriage, and all of those
Yeah.
things. Like that very incisive things to talk about there. So we are very, very, very grateful. God bless you real good. So we'll be
Thank you.
by maybe when you are 70, we'll have this session again to remind
No
ourselves
problem.
and to see that we are so we now have another one at 90 again, like that. Still hale and healthy. Thank you very much for this. And to our moderator, Maugbe, thank you very much. So our programs lead, Israel Niolu Agmushola, thank you for coming up with these very interesting topics. Yeah, to all leaders of RBF, our mentors, everybody, Pratt and Dell, your consistency. Yeah, another mentor we have is Oluwagbinga Fakoyin. His PhD has stolen him from us briefly, but thank God he's here today. Good to see you, bro. Ikechi
Thank you.
Ndukwe, I like your questions. You don't. It be like say you mean this health thing. Are you a doctor? No. Are you? What inspired those plenty questions? Very helpful questions, by the way.
Uh, Thank you, Prof. I was just curious.
Interesting. Yeah. I mean,
Let me
one
just
very
add this.
important
Let
thing.
me just add this, doctor.
Yes.
Let me just add this
Yeah.
that please, yeah, I
I'm
would
going
want
to
to
play
encourage.
football in a few
Oh, now
minutes.
you see the guy, see the guy. Interesting.
So I just want to
uh,
encourage everybody, please, let's not wait till we have issues with our system before we
mm,
uh, get to do something about it. I will say I'm lucky I got to know on time while I was free.
mm,
But by the time you have gotten to that stage, it will be very hard to come back. So I'm seeing the
mm,
middle of either crossing or going back. So now I could go back easily. But some people, if they ignore all these signs and programs like this,
mm,
they might have crossed and it will be very, very hard to come back when they start the journey. And they will be very much discouraged, especially in terms of finance and what it entails to bring
mm,
them back to normal health and fitness.
So it can get too late. That's
You
the
can get it, you
message.
can get
Yeah.
it,
So it's
you
better
can get
to
it.
get used to these ideas right now. Interesting. Yeah. The people that used to call you thickness, what do they call you now?
Fitness. They have changed
Fitness.
it to fitness.
Yeah. From thickness to fitness. I think you should write a book titled From Thickness to Fitness. And if, by the way, if you're not following him, you should store his name on your WhatsApp number. Every day, if you check his status, there's a lot to learn about different aspect areas of health. He's not a medical doctor,
Alpha.
right? But based on his personal experience, I mean, when each time I look at those things, he has plenty things to post about health every day. Be it especially about nutrition and about food mostly. Then of course every other aspect of it. Thank you very much once again. And of course, I have my
Thank
fellow
you.
Japan-based researcher here, Olawumi Abayomi. Yeah, thank you for always being here, for being an inspiration always. Yes, on this note, we have 3 minutes. First time we are finishing before time. Like this is. Thank you very much for helping to have the discussions the way they went. Thankfully, for people who couldn't make it, we have it recorded and it will be on our WhatsApp channel. Okay, somebody is asking for the WhatsApp channel. Maugbe, could you please post the channel to our group? Like, I think somebody needs to join. So just post it. I think I'll wait for a moment for that to come on so the person can click before we round off. Aha, okay. Dog, don't go for here. Well. Imagine from Fakonye. You mentioned that you eat lots of vegetables. Is it our Nigerian cooked vegetables or the Western world style, which is fresh?
Both.
Both, okay.
Both.
But if
Our
the
no,
kind
our
vegetables
Nigerian
then they eat in board now.
our Nigerian vegetables are mostly for the soups. Are mostly for the soup. While the Western vegetables are the cabbage, carrots, the cucumbers, and the like.
Mm,
Those are the ones I take for
right.
dinner.
Interesting. Somebody is asking. Oh, okay. Even Pratt don't ask plenty questions. Is it safe to consume a lot of cheese and drink curd in huge amounts?
Which one is the crowd?
Yeah, CURD. What is curd, Pratt? It is in India, so I can imagine what that is.
Cheese is supposed to be a derivative of. It's supposed to come from milk. Supposed to come from
Especially
milk.
it's somewhat fermented, right?
Yes, it is. Yes, but it's consumable with limitation. We can't condemn it. It's consumable with limitation, but you just have to prioritize having more of protein. So then every other thing are just limited. Just as if you don't, just let it not be as if you don't have them.
So protein, then everything. So protein is the center. Every other thing surrounds it.
Exactly.
In the place of bread, what can we consume for breakfast? Egg now. Just chop egg.
Yeah,
Abi?
yes. I like my like one of my mentor coach said that you can take oats. There are oats. You can use oats for some uh, baking. When you grind it to the flour form, you can use it for baking and the like. There's oatmeal, but you still have to look for the original, which is natural. That's the another
Yeah.
problem. So that's where he
Because
doesn't want to fully support oats. But if you can get the natural one, you go for it and use
and
it.
you can't be sure of the natural one these days because people are after profit. I think that's the major
Exactly.
problem actually. Like,
Yeah,
what's the guarantee that what you're buying is the real one? That's the
exactly.
problem.
So that's why he doesn't want to give a direct go ahead for oats. But it's a good meal, but if you have the original, that is the major concern.
Yeah, you have one a disciple in Oluwagbin Fakonyi saying, I would love it if you can share a detailed plan of your eating schedule, including fasting, for people like me that would want to adopt it, sir.
Okay. No, my normal eating plan is 12 and 5. And then in between, if I have to take any snack, I will take granite, egg, and sometimes Greek yogurt on sweet things.
Greek yogurt.
On, on sweet things. Yeah, Greek yogurt on sweet in portion because they are serving.
Unsweetened
So they like,
Greek yogurt.
yeah,
So no food
they,
before 12, no food after 5.
maximum time you can eat. If maybe you ate a little and somebody calls you, you can have, but you must finish eating by 7 o'clock.
Okay, Max. So 12 to 7, eating window.
Eating window, yes, 12 to
So
7.
help me God. My wife will laugh me. Oh. So help me God. Oh. Yeah, so
So
I
and you
think
just
that's a very good
you have to be
summary.
busy. Once you are busy all day, you will not remember
Yeah, my
eating
problem
food
is
sef.
most times I can record till like 2 a.m. Then I'll go and carry one shuku of Japanese rice.
Ah,
So I
so
will just dip
that's another
inside pot,
problem.
roll and with steam. I will just roll am.
When you eat late, if you want to eat late, you have to make it protein. It doesn't have to be
Protein.
carbohydrate because yes, because
Okay.
at that time your body needs something that it won't start long process.
So if it had been
You
egg in
understand?
place of rice, that would be a wiser option, right?
Exactly, exactly,
That makes sense.
exactly.
Makes a lot of
Yes.
sense. Wow, that's very helpful. So I
Yes.
think it's very simple to follow, right? It's don't
Very
eat nothing
simple.
before 12, nothing after 7, nothing before 12 noon, nothing after 7. Because
And
from
with
7,
activity,
fasting
with
starts,
activity,
you break the fast at 12. Lovely.
and with
Interesting.
activity, then with lot of water, drinking water,
Lots
very
of water.
important. Yes,
Then
because
protein, protein,
even
other.
even when for example now I can wake up around 8 in the morning and
Mm,
I like 12 o'clock is still far, but just drink water, and keep up your daily activity. You're fine.
right. Then I also discovered that as seasons change, so there was a time I was engaged in some work that was very physically demanding. I discovered the kind of nutrition I need for that may be different from when maybe I'm working on mostly on research. Like I sit down at one spot for like 6 hours just working on the computer, only standing up once in a while to ease myself. I also discovered if I was eating the same way I was eating when I was really physically involved, it may be counterproductive. I think those seasons of life and change of jobs, the types of job, all those kind of things actually play into it too. Mm.
Yes, yes. So because and sometimes some people when they eat too much, they develop swollen feet, swollen feet because the blood flow is not going back to the heart because there's no circulation. So that's the effect of walking. Your calf, they are the major. They call it second heart. They are the second imaginary heart. So they are the one that push blood, the muscles in your fat in your calf, they are the one that push blood back. So but by the time you sit down, by the time blood goes down there, nothing, no movement, but they have to move for them to activate pushing blood back. So if that at that point you start experiencing swollen legs, and depending on your size, sometimes. So if you are on the average and your average size and your leg is swollen while sitting down for long, you just have to think of
Mm.
your movement. So movement and a good nutritional value, they help. Then movement, that's why we have the movement, the diet, and the nutrition. So the movement is normal thing, activity. The time you eat is the diet, and the nutrition is what you eat.
Wow. Then what do you think about things like green tea? Because for me, once I feel that I am feeling a bit bloated, I just take green tea and everything just goes.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah. You can take that. Just like when you feel like me too. I do take that. If I just like, I don't want to take water, or
Mhm.
water may not want to go. I just feel some. I just need a change
Yeah.
of taste on my tongue. So I just use the green tea just to support water at that particular time. So instead of breaking my fast, I can drink green tea before 12 o'clock. It's still
Okay.
I have still not
Interesting.
eaten.
Okay. Okay. Makes sense. Okay, on a final note, no wonder Ghanaians put egg in every meal. 15 eggs, that's a whole lot of hen labor. That's super funny. Interesting. So I do in Ghana, right? I've not been to Ghana, but I see all the videos like
Yes, yes,
any
yes.
small food, they will break, open
Yes,
the egg,
they
put
have
it in alpha.
yes. I
Now,
ate it when I was there.
imagine. And inside some of that meal, you can see like 5 eggs or 7 eggs for one person. So
Yes,
now,
yes.
thank God for better knowledge. And for Pratt, the WhatsApp channel has been posted. So I believe the anybody who needs it can click on that to take you straight to the channel. So once more, thank you so much, our dear speaker. Thank you, our
Thank you.
moderator. Thank you, the leadership of RBF. Thank you for all our mentors, all the members. Thanks for everybody who is here. So the video will be made available because I think, in case you forget, this video you need to go back to it from time to time too, because the serious thing is that once our health breaks down, we can't do anything again. So all the
Mhm.
career, all the academics, all the everything. Once our health breaks down, there's nothing again. So, and that's why I
Yeah,
think
and it's no more. It's no more you. It's no more you. You now put problem on people to
on other
keep you
people
alive.
like that to become liabilities. So none of us will be. So we have to pay attention to these things. So once more, yeah. Maybe on a selfish note, what do you think about all these white beer, and
Yours
everything?
can be generic.
It can be. What if
It
it's
can be
not
generic,
generic?
but
What else can
if
it
it's not
be?
generic, then it has to be stress. It has to do
Stress.
with stress. Yeah.
I want to believe it's a combination of genetics and stress, actually.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
but is stress is it possible to not to do without stress?
You might do with that. That's why you have to manage it. You have to manage it with enough sleep. So
Plenty
by
of
the time
sleep.
you
Yeah,
plan,
I think
yeah,
that's
when
one
you
area
plan
I'm
your
battling with.
yeah, you always like that. I know that.
Sleep, that sleep thing. God is helping me. We'll get better. We will not cross the
Amen.
boundary. Yeah. So
Okay.
finally, thank you very much once more. See you in the group and see you
Thank
everywhere we
you.
can see. I can't wait to set my eyes on you
Thank
again
you.
since after
No
2005.
problem. No
Hopefully we
problem.
can meet someday soon. God bless you.
Surely,
See you.
surely.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye bye. Thank you,
Bye
everybody.
bye. Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.